All right, boys, man, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be talking about how to change your paradigm. Because, listen, whatever you do in life, you got to understand this, bro. If you don't change your paradigm, you can never change your life. See, we all have a baseline. Have you ever been trying to work hard and you tried to stack your bread, or you tried to, get girls, but you thought you were ugly? Well, listen, first example. I noticed every time I tried to save $1,000, I could never go past $2,000. You wanna know why? Because my paradigm has never changed. So because I ain't changed my paradigm, I noticed every time I got to like $2,000, I always had an expense, and I'm not sure why. But this was back then. This was like last year. But I remember when every time I used to go to $2,000, I used to have to spend it. But guess what? Now my baseline has changed because I changed my belief system. I changed my paradigm. So you got to understand this. No matter how hard you work on a business or your brand, if you don't change the way you think inside, guess what? You cannot maintain it. You cannot keep it. If you've been telling yourself you were a millionaire for the past 5 years and then you manifested yourself becoming a millionaire, and let's say you stop manifesting, you stop meditating, you stop telling yourself you're a millionaire, over time, you're going to slowly go back to auto-suggestion, which is your past. You go back into your old habits. You start meeting old friends and doing things like that because your subconscious mind forgot that you was a millionaire. So if you tell yourself you that nigga, you know what I'm saying, for over a period of time, it's going to believe it. But guess what? If you stop meditating on that idea, you're going to completely forget that you're that nigga, like altogether. I actually seen that clip of, 1700 talking about that. Same with girls. If you think you're ugly, I used to think I was ugly. If you think you're ugly, you will not get no girls. You'll start getting rejected. You can't get girls all of a sudden until you change your paradigm. Once you change the way you see yourself, all of a sudden, you'll start getting girls. You start, taking better care of yourself. You'll start getting a skincare routine. You'll start dressing better. You'll start making more money. You feel me? You'll start having more charisma. You know what I mean? You'll start doing the attractive habits like going out. These are the things that's going to make you attractive and all that. Because guess what? But before you even do that, you have to change your paradigm. And then you will just naturally do it. That's all it is. Now, this video was titled, okay, well, Tim, how do we completely change our paradigm? The way we change our paradigm is we go into imagination and we see ourselves where we want to see ourselves. You know what I mean? So if you want to hypothetically be a millionaire, you have to visualize yourself every night before you go to sleep, at least 30 minutes to an hour, and see yourself already with it. You could do it through the day, but I heard that the most important part of the day is the nighttime. It's when you go to sleep, but it's before you go to sleep. So you have to see yourself already with the desire that you actually want. And this is how you actually change your paradigm. I've actually gotten plenty of women doing this method. I even got more money doing this method. You feel me? And I'm still trying to climb more heights because these are the things that I want. You might not want the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You might want a better physique and all that. So this is really what you can use to get something you want. And even if you can't do that, you can write it down. Write it down 70 times before you go to sleep, or write it down 50 times before you go to sleep. Or at least do a 10-minute meditation. You don't have to start off doing 30 minutes to an hour. You can do a 10-minute meditation and see yourself already with the thing that you want. And you're going to take the actionable steps to go ahead and do so. You know what I mean? You're going to naturally do it. You really don't got to force it, really. But if you want to be sure of it, and you know what to do, and your subconscious is telling you to do this, take the actionable steps if you have to. You know what I mean? To get the things that you want. And that's pretty much on how you change your paradigm. All paradigm shifting is just changing the way you see yourself. And the reason why this is important, because like I said, you have a baseline. You got to understand this. You can work as hard as you want to be that millionaire. If your paradigm doesn't change, you will not keep that $1 million. Or you will lose it because you haven't changed where you saw yourself spiritually. You haven't. So same with getting girls. You can try to shoot your shot at all these girls, and you're still not going to see no results. You want to know why? Because you never changed your paradigm. You never changed the way you saw yourself. But usually females are byproducts. So you don't really got to do that. But that's just an example of what I'm saying. If you see yourself as an ugly person, there's nothing you can actually do. You can't do nothing about it. You feel me? So it's all about you changing yourself. Like we said, you either write it down, you see yourself, or you can do prayers. Prayers are another way to change your paradigm. As long as you have a feeling behind the wish that you want, it can manifest into reality. So, and this goes with any religion that you believe in. And that's how you pretty much change your paradigm. Seeing yourself already with the thing that you want. This isn't some fake bullshit that's made up. It's a real thing. Because guess what? You have to think it before you do it. You feel me? Before I had to record this YouTube video, I thought about it. It was a thought in my head. And then I took the actionable steps to go ahead and do so. And guess what? I manifested it. You know what I mean? So make sure you have feeling in the things. And guess what? God will put you in these positions to make you go ahead and do so. So that's how you do it. Once you change your paradigm, that shit will start working out better. Like one more example. I had 2 jobs. I was working at Little Caesars and Jets. But guess what? Working the 2 jobs really didn't mean shit. But because I was changing my paradigm, I only worked there for a very short period of time of 2 months. And then guess what? I had a job that, boom, shot my income up to like over 100K. Feel me? That shot it up. And I'm still trying to get out of this to get to the next level, to, you know what I'm saying, digital income. But the point of me saying this is you have to change your paradigm, because there's people that work 2 jobs and nothing happens. They've been working. You could literally you probably got family members that literally work 2 jobs, and guess what? They didn't end up nowhere. You want to know why? Because the one thing that they were missing was they forgot to change their paradigm. That's the only thing that separated. You didn't change your paradigm. So guess what? You stayed in the same position. So while you're working hard and sticking to whatever you're doing, make sure your paradigm is changing on top of it. And I told y'all, you see yourself already with it, or you can write it down, or you can pray about it. Make sure you put in that spiritual work. Hard work plus prayer equals success, and that goes for anything. God doesn't care what you want. That goes for anything. Change the goddamn paradigm. I'm going to catch y'all next video. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments down below. Peace.